Shalom, shalom, Yasharallah. This is your brother Abaniah of the South Arm of the Great Millstone Camp here in Trinidad, Heralds of Yahweh Shai, coming to you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. But first, we give all honor, all glory, all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Raka Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, prophet, teachers of Great Millstone, our spiritual fathers who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the sincere Akim and Aquath who are following the truth in all diligence and all sincerity. Now the lesson today is entitled, The Most Undesirable Woman to Marry is a Jake Woman. And our women have become the most undesirable woman to enter into a relationship with. More and more of our men are choosing to deal with women of the other nations than to deal with Jake women. They are loud, they are disrespectful, they are obnoxious, they are demanding, they are lazy, they are evil, they are spiteful. The list goes on. Now this is for the women who are guilty of those things. For those of you sisters who are in order, being obedient to your husbands, doing the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, we have no issue with you. But as it stands, our women are the least desirable and the least picked women. Now don't get me wrong, we have a lot of beautiful women. But beauty in face and in body without beauty of spirit, beauty of character, is something that you don't want. I prefer to have a woman with a beautiful spirit, a beautiful character, respectful, quiet, than to have a loudmouth she-devil, a dragon hissing. And another thing that makes these women undesirable is their lack of accountability. So let's just take in this video.
A woman has to go work like a man every day, and a man goes work, and he's tired when he gets home. A woman's not tired. She has to clean, cook, do the dishes, do the laundry. Are you kidding?
Why don't you want to do that?
What are you talking about? Why don't I want to do that? You know how tiring that is? Have you done that?
First of all, I do it every day. Fellas, do not choose a woman who don't want to be a woman.
Right. So you don't want to be a woman. You don't want to be a woman.
Yelling doesn't mean you're winning an argument. It's a sign of low intelligence. You can lower your voice and speak to me. I'm sitting right here. I can hear you. So all this, I cook and I clean, and yeah, that's part of your function. But when your tire is flat, my function is to make sure you have a new tire.
But that's
your car need an oil change. It's my job to make sure these people ain't ripping you off. We have different duties and functions and responsibilities. And if you don't love your duty, your function, your responsibility, you're not fit to be a wife, period.
These guys just put forward some good arguments, some good facts. But what is lacking is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We don't want to be wise in the ways of the world. We want to be wise in the ways that pleases Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And if you notice that woman, she was very loud, abrasive, and obnoxious. And they have a tendency to believe, as he rightly said, that being loud in a discussion means you're right. And he's right. It denotes low intelligence. Because when your default emotion, your default behavior is anger and aggression, it shows your level of intelligence, your inability to communicate effectively. And as a result of your inability to communicate effectively, you resort to the basis of your emotions, which is anger. And this is what you're seeing happening among these women. And these are some of the things that make them the most undesirable group of women to date and to marry to. So let's get Proverbs chapter 14. Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 1. It says, every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her own hands. And this is what you see women doing. You have the ability to, as a woman, to build a house, build a home. You know, make it a place of love, of rest, of peace, both for your husband and for your children. What does the foolish woman do? They compare. They want everybody else to be held accountable for their roles and for their failing to perform said roles. But theirs must be overlooked, must be excused, must be tolerated, and must be rewarded in spite of their failures to accomplish their said roles. And again, these are the things that make these women undesirable. Let's get Sirach. And Sirach have a lot of nuggets of wisdom, Sirach 25, pertaining to these type of women. This is Sirach 25:13. It says, "This give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman." That's to tell you how wicked these women are. And Solomon, the man who was the wisest man on the earth, he preferred a plague than to have a plague of the heart, you know, be giving your all to a woman, surrendering yourself to a woman. This is why we have simps today, giving the all to defend ungrateful, unworthy women. And this is what the wise man said. And he said, give him any wickedness. He could tolerate the wickedness of a man, the wickedness of anything, but don't give him the wickedness of a woman, because a woman does always take it a step further. Right? They drop down to verse 16. "I rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman." You're going to have more peace. Dealing with a lion and a dragon, you will have more peace. At least they're going to be quieter. The lion might roar when he's hungry, and when he wake up, he's stretching. The dragon might do the same thing, but with a wicked woman, it's constant in your head whole day, every day. It says, verse 17, "The wickedness of a woman changeth her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth." This is why when you look at that woman, as beautiful as she is, notice you can't see that beauty. Because why? That horrible attitude is what keeps shining through. And that is why they look ugly. Yes, they may do the things and have on the accessories that will help them enhance their features, but they're still ugly. Because why? This is why they need all these enhancements, these accessories. Because if you were to see them without it, coupled with that terrible behavior, you'd be watching at a demon. You definitely ain't one that wrong you. Verse 18, "Her husband shall sit among his neighbors when he heareth it, and when he heareth it shall sigh bitterly." Why? Because that woman not be in a rest. She be in a pillow of stress. They said all wickedness is little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. And that is one way our Bashem Yahushai judges men, by giving them wicked women. Salakia. You know what women, wicked women like that, led men to early demise? You know how much wicked woman and loudmouth woman like that? When men say, here what? It's better to jump off a tall building or to be swinging from the end of a rope than to have to deal with this loudmouth woman. Some men try to commit suicide. Some men on that constant affliction day and night, worrying over the type of woman they have. One day she being faithful to me, and one day she seen another man. You know, women crave this constant stimulation and validation. And when they don't get it, they just act like raging beasts. Let's get the next verse. Let's drop down to verse 23. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. Now, we had a situation a couple months ago where a woman was all over social media where she slept with her husband's best friend because her husband provided a certain lifestyle for her before they were married and even for a while after they were married, but then lost his job. And as a result, lost his ability to provide that lavish lifestyle that she so enjoyed. And she claimed she held him down for 3 months. And in that 3 months' time, what did she do? She slept with his best friend. Because she felt as she said, she deserves the best. She deserves to be happy. And these women could talk like that because you men, you simping men, cause these women to feel that they are the prize when they are not. The true prize are the men of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. We have approximately 8 or 9 billion people on the earth. 2 billion of which are men. 5 billion are women. So you tell me, how are they more valuable? Think about it. If on the earth we have approximately 2 billion men and 5 billion women, how the hell are they the most valuable? When something is valuable, it means there's a scarcity, a rarity, the likely chance of finding one. But yet you simp men having these women believe that, hey, they are the prize. They ought to be placed on a pedestal and worshipped. And we go get what Lemuel's mother told him in the book of Proverbs. It says, a wicked woman abated the courage, make it a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. You see, that's why you see men always in the bars, in the clubs, drinking, trying to forget the sorrow because of the wicked woman that they have. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress, make it weak hands and feeble knees. Imagine you dealing with so much when the day come, on the job, family, friends, co-workers, you name it. And when you come home thinking you could have peace in your house, you're coming home to a nice cooked meal, a loving wife, you're coming home to a dragon. Some men go to an early grave because of that. Verse 24, it says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give not the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to guard abroad. And you men have surrendered all your dignity and all your pride as men, as the head of the household, to these women. And these women leading all you, and they're leading all you down paths that are detrimental. Again, this is why the Jake women are the most undesirable woman to marry. Verse 26. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh, and give her a bill of divorce, and let her go. Because sometimes it hurts more trying to hold on than to let go, you know. It hurts way more holding on at times. Especially, more so when you're dealing with women like these. Because what is she doing to be a rest? What is she doing? She's always loud. She's always clamorous. She's always arguing. She always thinks she's smarter than you. She knows more than you. She's better than you at all things. What need have you for her? Let's get Sirach 26 and verse 14. It says, the grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her bones will fatten his, and her discretion will fatten her bones. When a man have a loving wife, a man that be at so much peace, he could deal with what he have out there. A silent and loving woman is a gift of Yahweh. And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. So for you men who have been blessed with a silent and a loving woman. And a silent and a loving woman is not talking about a woman who don't talk, eh? It's talking about a woman who understands when to speak, when not to speak. A woman who understands what to say and what not to say. A woman who understands how you say things can have this effect, as opposed if you say it another way, it would have that effect. A woman who understands a soft answer, turn it away wrath, grievous words stir it up strife. 15. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued. As the sun when it ariseth in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house. And notice when she said that, oh, I must work like a man and come home and still take care of the house. Yes, because the man is required to fulfill his duties and his obligations regardless. Whether he's tired, he just come from work or anything, he has to deal with it. Why can't you fulfill your obligation as he is fulfilling his? Let's drop down to verse 23. It says, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. That is why I don't feel sorry for men when they have these type of women. Because some of these niggas, they're fucking wicked. These be the type of dudes who coming out against the men, especially the men of the Lord, for speaking the truth about the wicked Jake women out here. It said, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. A dishonest woman contemneth shame. A dishonest woman will bring it to shame. But a honest woman will reverence her husband. She would respect him. She would be that rest, that peace that he needs. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 31. Now, let's read the first 3 verses. It says, the words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. Now, this was a woman warning her son about women. Oh, still lucky about that. You know, have the cold here. This was a woman warning her son about the evils of women. She said, what, my son? And what, the son of my womb? And what, the son of my vows? Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. How many wars have been fought in the name of love and for the love of a woman? Countless. How many men are in the grave, worm food, and are now dust because of women, because of the evils and the wickedness of women. Their desire to please a woman, win a heart, even to the point of unaliving a rival. And they lost their lives. Many a man have to go through that. And not have to go through that, went through that. Let's read from verse 10. It says, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. A man's greatest and ultimate possession he would cherish above riches, anything, would be a loving, caring, silent woman who reverences him and who obeys him. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar. Now this is for women who think that as a woman, why must I work and still come home and work in the house? Because, hey, that's what the Proverbs 31 woman does. Women today have grown lazy, fat and lazy, and accustomed with men catering and pandering to their every whim. Babe, that work is too much. Hire a maid. Why would I hire a maid and have a wife? She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. And you know how rare it is to find a woman when her husband has to get up to go to work, 4 o'clock, 5 a.m., to have a wife getting up before her husband to ensure that she prepares a meal for him to go to work, to put in his lunch bag. That is a rare thing to find in this day and age. Because women are no longer women. She considered it a field, and by it, with the fruit of her hand, she planted a vineyard. She girded her loins with strength and strengthened her arms. So in spite of all which she have to do, this is for the benefit of her family, her husband, and her household. She does what she have to do. She plants her feet and she gets down to business. She perceived that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night, meaning most of the time she may have to work almost non-stop without rest from morning to night. Because why? Because of the love of her family. Now, I am not saying men supposed to be wicked and just have a woman doing that and he not being a responsible husband and a provider. I'm not saying that. Men have their roles that they must perform in, as do women. You know, that is why you hear that women, and she's not the first. There are many like her who make the very same argument that she make. And they make it as loud, if not louder than her. And seem to think because they are loud that they are right. That is why, although it is lawful to have a woman on this side, sometimes I could understand why it's probably better to be single. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I'm your brother Abaniah of the South Arm of the Great Millstone Camp, Heralds of Yahushai, saying Shalom till the next lesson.